though, in this broad sector. It's a full NASDAQ telecommunication. So you got some little cheap ones in here, you know, $1.11, 260, you know. So basically, there's lots of leaders in here and new leaders that will develop over years to come. So I wanted to look at that. The North American one is this is your North American Telecom Index. So these are the players that are in it. Motorola's in there, how about that? Verizon's in there, how about that? So they're weighted nice for what they do. And this is the sector, but you have green there. The Dow Jones Internet Index, that's certain big Dow Jones. You got Priceline, Nile in there, Expedia's in there, eBay's in there, Amazon. So you got Yahoo in there, and we got a pretty decent move. And the Morgan Stanley Technology, we take a look at the net changes on this side of the tape. Very nice tape. Broad base is always the key, MMTs, and when to know to pick off the leadership is also a very important role that you want to play. And that is the best of the quality and the best of the breed that's been executing well. And there's lots of things that go in that equation. So nonetheless, we'll talk about that once again at another later date. The hardware. You want to see where the hardware is. Some of the hardware stocks. Okay, you got RIM in there. You got Network Appliances, got Dell, Brocade, you got Apple in there under the, you know, so they put these right in here. So you got Hewlett Packard here that's contributing to it. That's in the hardware. Another one that's very important is your software. And let's see what we get here with the software. Well, it looks like we have very broad-based buying in that area. There are leaders in the software sector, MMTs. Picking out the best of the breed and the best quality is what will serve you best. And that means that the price action will be what you want, the earnings will be what you want. There's lots of things at seasonal times of the year that other things perform better than other sectors, but we have broad-based sector buying. And the mid-cap 400 is a very important one. It's not a small cap, it's not a large cap, but it's an S&P mid-cap 400. And the mid-cap 400 is doing quite well. As we scroll through the mid-cap 400 world of publicly traded companies, we can surely see the big gains and whatnot. So therefore, we see that people are out. They're buying lots of broad base across the board. It's just not isolated sectors or isolated stocks even. So no, it's a broad base stock buying rally that we are seeing across the board. Okay, we've got Deckers, and we got some of the retailers that are finally making their move. I think we already looked at the retail sector. One thing that you would be looking at again is the fertilizer. The ag stocks right here seem to be performing quite well, as in my view. My oil services, which is a smaller batch of people, once again, there are trades in here. There are some leaders that are good for intraday. And where it says GO, that was the gap open before the market. And you could see the number of gaps in each sector, MMTs, that went along with the trading day. And once again, we got exactly 31 minutes to the closing bell. So we have a lot of headlines. We got the jobs report coming out Friday. We got lots of things that are going to come out. We know that the bears are going to try to jump on any headlines. We know that the doom and gloomers are there. However, if the numbers are changing right now in the economic cycle, that's enough to get people excited and off the sideline. The biotech, the Morgan Stanley biotech was getting beat down the other day, and there's some broad-based buying going on in here. And we can see where the buy actions are. We can see which companies. Genzyme's not getting a big lift. but rather some of the other ones, INCY. We have MDCO. What else do we have in here? DNA doesn't trade in here anymore. Celgene, a little bit of action, so we got some buying going in there. Let's take biotechnology. This is the BTK.X. And you can see that this one here on the gap open had gaps across the board. Okay, Human Genome had a 26 penny gap. Gilead had 63. DN a 62 penny gap, and a Cephalon or CPH 0.68 penny gap. So these were your gaps. LI Life Sciences got 52 pennies. Veritox or Pharmaceutical got 51 pennies. What we're going to be looking for is when Human Genome is going to be a bigger weighting to this index, such as Dendreon has done here when they got approval of their Provigene. And that the big approval would certainly take this name up here at 2471 right now. That would take that up in up higher up with these other ones that have been around a long time: the Amgen, the Amlin, the Celgene, the Genzymes, the Gilead, and so it would be moving up in its peer group. That's that sector, MMTs, and guess what? That's the way it is. So let us not forget the insurance companies. This is the full NASDAQ insurance component, and we have great moves across the board. In other finance there, on the NASDAQ comp, lots of different types of publicly traded companies in there, and they seem to have broad-based buying across the board. MMTs, once again, we got 28 minutes to the closing bell. We're going to see how this tape up here, MMTs. We're going to see that some of the key resistance levels that we broke within the 29th and the 30th selling of November that took place, 29th and the 30th of November, we had a lot of selling through some key support levels, and on the way up, leveraging that uptrend from the downtrend is something that we're going to be doing and looking at our platform and getting the right ratio and the balance so that we can understand exactly where this complete index trend cycle is and where the broad-based buying has come and where new market trends are developed after this is the first day of September, so we've cleared out about 3 weeks of November of a lot of volatility. So as we start in December 1, we're going to take December 1 and start a new count of 5 trading days. Everything is in 5. And that's going to be our new benchmark against the November 3 periods of 5 that equal 15 days. And we're going to balance everything. And we're going to see exactly where these things are using our SMF master platform.